This is outrageous. It's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? So I know many of you have seen this cool cinematic, and while a lot of you have played the game and know the background, many don't. So I figured I'd go over a brief video on just who and what this is all about. Now, Arcann is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars lore. Him and his twin brother, Thexin. They were the sons of one of the most powerful Sith emperors in all of Star Wars, Valkorion. Think of these two like Star Wars' version of the movie 300, except we'll call it twin sons. They were both princes, and they trained from birth. They knew how to fight, use force powers, and harness their powers gifted to them in their bloodline. Once they reached adulthood, their father sent them to do his bidding, waging wars on different planets in the name of domination. Now, just like any brother or sister or twins, one is always going to be different than the other, and that was very much the case with Arcann. Always doubting and resenting his father, where Thexin followed his father's orders blindly. Arcann was a naturally strong force user and a highly skilled duelist, being able to defeat both Sith Lords and Jedi Knights. Mastering his yellow-bladed lightsaber indicative of knowledge and intellect, he demonstrated use of yellow force lightning and powerful force pushes, which shows a great proficiency of telekinesis. His most powerful and well-versed ability was the use of force lightning. Even with a cybernetic arm holding back his true potential from becoming a master of the ability, which we'll discuss how he lost his arm in a little bit of detail in a bit, he, like his father, was able to conjure small storms with the ability. Both him and his brother were powerful leaders of the Eternal Empire's armed forces. They waged war against the Galactic Republic, driving them back and putting them to the brink of extinction. However, during one of their many battles, Arcann was severely wounded, losing his left arm and taking disfiguring damage to his face. After the battle, we can see that he received a new cybernetic arm and a mask covering half of his jaw and face. It was after this battle when they returned victorious to their father, Valkorion, presenting lightsabers of both Jedi and Sith as trophies of their success in battle. Their father turns away without so much as a glance at the weapons or his sons. Arcann didn't like this. He had had enough. He had sacrificed so much, and within an instant the dark side ignited in Arcann's eyes as he became furious at his father's lack of compassion and caring, and their sacrifices to his empire. Full of hatred, he ignites his lightsaber and leaps at his father with every intention to strike him down, where Thexin pulls his brother back with the Force in an attempt to save his father's life. However, Arcann, still with the hot rage of the dark side flowing deep within him, turns his fury on his brother and exchanged blow after blow. It didn't last long. He saw an opening and lashed out, striking his brother across the torso and killing him. Thexin glances at his brother with a look of resignation, and the light of the dark side faded from Arcann's eyes as he realized what he had done. Cradling his brother in his arms, Thexin dies of his wounds. As a massive shadow approached him, Arcann saw his father standing over him, reaching his arm out and imploring him to come with him and rule his empire. That's the brief story of Arcann. I can go over Thexin in another one if you guys want. So obviously, besides the fact that this is just a beautiful cinematic and beautiful story, basically what Valkorion wanted was one son, but only the most powerful. And through this test of killing his brother, Arcann was deemed as his heir. Now, one power in particular that Arcann was really good at was Tutaminis, which was the ability to stop blaster bolts and lightsabers and force abilities with his hands. He was capable of defending against his father's force storm for a brief period of time, kind of like we saw Yoda do with Palpatine. His other skills were in politics, and after taking control of Zakul, he made it the most powerful political faction of the galaxy. He also had a degree of talent as a military commander, managing to defeat both the Republic and Empire within the short span of 1 year with the might of the Eternal Fleet. If you guys want me to cover the other twin, let me know in the comments below. Hit like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you always.
Now, fulfill